Okay. Hello world. Welcome back to another vlog episode of Pregnant and Poppin'. My name is Bianca Ingram and I am so excited that you guys are tuning in to hear the crazy things that I have to say. All right. So, the cat's out of the bag. Everybody knows now that I am having a baby. And I couldn't be more excited. It's an adventure that I did not know I was about to embark on, but I am ready for it. I kind of want to explain why I am vlogging Pregnant and Poppin', like where this came from, why I think it's important for me to talk about my journey in such a transparent and candid way. So let's start with this. For my first Amazonia nights, it was fantastic. The turnout was great. All the artists were amazing. And then at the end of the night, I got a nice little surprise. I got engaged. What I need you guys to understand is I would not have said yes if I didn't have a partner in my life who fully understood my commitment to my career and to making my dream come true. Because I've been performing since I was 4. This has always been what I wanted for my life. I never wanted anything else other than to be a successful artist and have a big family. So they're kind of colliding now. I really wasn't planning on starting a family just yet. Like, I always wanted to be a little bit further in my career before this happened. And then this happened. So I was like, that's cool. You know, I know that in the entertainment industry, like, they always want you to pretend that you're single, and so because sex sells, and they want to make sure that you're marketable, this, that, and the third. But I've never really stood by that, because like, I write love songs. Like, the songs I write are the truth about my life, and I can't write about them if I'm not with someone. So clearly I'm with somebody. I've never wanted to sell the image, and I probably could be a lot further in my career if I would just, you know, sell my soul to the devil and just be a puppet and do whatever, you know, the man tells me to do. So here we are, right? So now I'm in the midst of planning my next Amazonia nights, because it's a monthly series, and I just don't really have the energy this time. I'm like, what is going on? I am just tired, like I've never been tired like this ever in my life. Like, even when I was sick, I have been able to perform with a flu, perform with strep throat, perform with whatever. I was not going to perform at this Amazonia nights because I just didn't have the energy. Like, it just wasn't there. So that was a ding ding for my mom that something was going on. She was like, maybe you are pregnant. And I was like, no, I'm not. I was. Moms always know. I swear, they always know. So when I listened to my mom after, I said, I'm not taking a test until after I get Amazonia nights done, because if I am pregnant, it's just going to distract me, and I want to make sure that I'm focused on my event. The very next day, I took the test. It said yes, and immediately I was like, is my career done? Because I've seen women who are pregnant, you know, pull this off. Beyonce, Cardi B, they've already had a hit and the labels invested in them. It's different when you're an artist still coming up in the game and you get this news, because then it's like, well, now will anybody invest in me? Now will people come to my show if I'm bumping around, you know? And I almost was like, maybe I should hide it as long as I can until I can't anymore. And I was talking to my brother about it, because it was really bothering me, the fact that, like, and then I was like, well, do I get a regular job? Like, listen, if you know me, I am not about no 9 to 5 or regular job. Like, I'm not good at taking orders from someone. I don't care about my, like, I have to do something I'm passionate about. I'm a true artist. And I was like, well, do I get a regular job? But I also know that when you go to a job interview and you're pregnant, they're likely to not hire you, because there's still that, like, oh, well, if we hire her, then she's gonna be right out on maternity leave or not here. And although it's illegal to do that, jobs will say, oh, you don't fit the qualifications for what we're looking for. They'll come up with some other reason why they can't hire you. And there's just this stigma that's my dog, I don't know if you can hear her. There's just still this stigma attached to pregnant women, like they can't work or they're too much of a hassle or whatever. And then I had to think.
The best advice I ever got was, there's really never a perfect time to have a baby. And essentially, you can never pick the perfect time, but the truth is, when you do commit to living your life, everything falls in place. If you want to, take on that chapter as a woman and still work and still, be your own boss and still, thrive in your work world, you can do it all. You really can. And that's something that I've learned. Like, in both my pregnancies, I danced to the very end, and I have my own record label. And then at home, I got my 2 babies at home. That's my why, because that's real. That is like, I have more of a reason for what I'm doing,
But seriously, when I got pregnant, I was so scared. I was talking to my husband. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to my mom. I'm so scared. Because I've always made decisions based off of my career. Like, I have a baby right now. It's just never going to be a right time. And for some weird moment, I was like, no. Like, I'm ready for my family. Things are just not really moving right now. Like, I'm not going to, give up on family just because of some waiting opportunities or whatever it is. And I was scared, my mom was scared, but I went along with it. And it wound up being one of the best decisions in my life, because it's taught me so much, and the grind, the hustle, the hunger just went at an all-time high. It was different. My grind was different. I'm breathing different, I'm talking different.
The debate is over. The best 100-meter female sprinter of all time is on your screen getting hugs. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, 4 world titles. Not even Usain Bolt has 400-meter world titles.
Shown us so much grace and speed out here, and now being a mom, you've got baby Zion here with you. What does it mean to have him in your arms after you've accomplished this again?
Listen, it's a promise, For me, when I found out I was pregnant, Of course, I was a nervous wreck, because I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to turn 30. And, I was worried about a lot of things. But, it's just a testament to hard work and dedication. And having Zion here with me, he has definitely been my strength, my source of hope. I go home, having a hard day from practice. I'm able to see Zion, and makes everything easier.
Well, he's happy to be in your arms, and I'm sure he'll be happy to hear the stories about these gold medal performances down the line. Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
In 2008, I got pregnant with my daughter. She made me feel fearless, really. Like, I never doubted that something good would come from it. When I was pregnant, I was like still singing and in the studio. And people would ask me, are you okay with like coming to the studio? Like, can you still sing? And I'm like, yeah, you can still sing when you're pregnant. Like, nothing has to stop. If anything, it was inspiring. And it just gave me like this extra drive that I was like, oh, okay, like life is real right now,
You heard the news. Were you excited? Were you afraid? Were you worried that you were pregnant, I mean?
So I heard it 2 days before the beginning of the Australian Open, which is one of the biggest Grand Slams.
You found out 2 days before?
Yes, it was 2 days before, and I knew I was nervous. I wasn't quite sure what to think, but I just knew that at that moment it was really important for me to just focus right there at the Australian Open. And, I was definitely not sure what, to do. It was like, can I play? I know it's very dangerous maybe sometimes in the first 12 weeks or so,
Yeah.
so I had a lot of questions.
But not only did you play, Miss Williams, you won. And not only did you play, you won.
No.
Did you play differently that game, knowing you were pregnant?
I did. It wasn't very easy. You hear all these stories about people when they're pregnant, they get sick, and they
Have you had
they
morning
get
sickness?
tired. No, I've been
Okay.
so fortunate, and so I haven't. But they get really tired and they get really stressed out, and I had to really take all that energy, put it in a paper bag, so to say, and throw it away because I really felt like I didn't have time to deal with any extra emotions, anything, because pregnant or not, no one knew, and I was supposed to win that tournament, as I am. Every tournament that I show up, I am expected to win, and if I don't win, it's actually much bigger news.
Yeah, when you...
This is just a new part of my life, and my baby's gonna be in the stands and hopefully cheering for me and not crying too much. And
Skylar Diggins is dropping bombs. The Dallas Wings guard recently revealed online she played the duration of the 2018 season while pregnant. In a series of tweets, Diggins aired out her frustrations with the league and how the league treats players who are also mothers, and spoke to the criticism she received for sitting out the entire 2019 WNBA season after giving birth in April. She wrote, "People called me a quitter, said I gave up on my team, not knowing I took 2 full months away from everything because of postpartum depression, with limited sources to help me be successful mentally and physically. But just wait, though. Keep that same energy." She continued, "I played the entire season pregnant last year, all-star and led league top 3 to 5 in MPG. Didn't tell a soul."
Oh, yeah, I had a baby, so I'm working my way back off the floor. So I mean, onto the floor. Obviously, I had a baby a few weeks ago, and so it's just a process for me getting back to 100%. So it's a lot going on, and separation anxiety every time I have to leave them, but it's great to have so many women that you can talk to. There's a lot of women on my team who are moms, Glory and Taylor, to talk to and kind of see how they're balancing everything, and it's a lot of women to reference around the league who have children, and it definitely brings a different perspective. Understanding that plans change, and kind of having a new level of maturity to myself, and I feel accomplished too. Pushing a baby out, I feel accomplished. I feel like everything's into perspective for me now, and things that were important to me really aren't. So I just try not to take any moment for granted.
I want to know, you were at Roseland, pregnant in heels, but you killed it. How did you do it, and were you nervous that all of us nosy journalists and fans would find out you were pregnant?
The whole time, I definitely was thinking, everyone knows, everyone can see. I really was appreciative because I drove up, and I said it during the performance. I saw everyone standing out in the rain with their umbrellas, and they had been waiting for hours, and I just wanted to give everything I could.
And I want to thank y'all for waiting out in the rain. I want to give you everything I have tonight.
But how did you keep up your stamina? Because it was insane.
Well, when you're pregnant, it's a little bit harder to breathe. So it was hard doing all the choreography and singing at the same time. But I just got my strength from all the love from the fans.
In her just-released documentary, Homecoming, Beyoncé reveals for the first time the harrowing emergency she had while pregnant with twins in 2017.
I had an extremely difficult pregnancy. I had high blood pressure. I developed toxemia, preeclampsia, and in the womb, one of my baby's heartbeat paused a few times, so I had to get an emergency C-section.
Preeclampsia is a serious condition that happens when a woman's blood pressure rises during pregnancy. Fortunately, the twins, Rumi and Sir, arrived healthy. After the twins' birth, Beyoncé got to work on her headline-making performance at last year's Coachella concert, and it wasn't easy.
In the beginning, it was so many muscle spasms, and just internally, my body was not connected. My mind was not there. My mind wanted to be with my children. What people don't see is the sacrifice.
The documentary chronicles the intense rehearsals.
There were days that I thought, I'd never be the same. I'd never be the same physically. My strength and endurance would never be the same.
Beyonce says she weighed 218 pounds the day she gave birth. To get in shape for Coachella, her diet was restricted. No bread, carbs, sugar, dairy, meat, or alcohol, leading to a spectacular performance.
I just feel like if celebrities can do it, we can do it too. There is no reason why we should feel like we can no longer pursue an entertainment career because of a pregnancy. Pregnancy does not stop the glow up, it just adds to it, honey, okay? It really does though. There are nurses who go to work taking care of others pregnant. There are teachers who are teaching and taking care of a room full of wild kids pregnant. So why is there still this stigma that if you're pregnant, you have to stop going after what you want? And I went on YouTube and I was like looking up, I was trying to find anyone who was pregnant and still pursuing music or something in the arts, and I couldn't find anyone who talked about it like while they were going through it. And not that it's our business, but I just feel like women's health in general is just not, we just don't talk about it. We just don't share with each other as much as we should. And saying all this to my mom and my brother, they were like, well, why don't you do it? If that's something that you're looking for, why don't you be that for someone else who might also be looking for it? And I was like, because I don't know, like, I don't know how it's gonna go. Like, I don't know, am I gonna end up successful? Is this gonna be a good story? And they're like, well, you don't know, but all you can do is just put it out there and see if you help people along the way. So I don't know how this vlogging series is gonna go. I don't know if it's going to end up happy. I mean, I hope it does. Like, I'm ready and willing to put in all the work that's necessary and, you know, fight for my dreams, fight for my family as much as I can. But I'm doing this as I go along. I'm not waiting till it is done to let y'all know, like, this is what it was like. And now look, I made it. Because I think that's what people do a lot of the time. They'll document things along the way, but they don't put it out until they see how it ends. And then if it doesn't end well, no one knows about it. If it does end well, then it's like, oh look, they pulled it off, they did it. But I think you guys deserve the nitty-gritty truth of what this journey is gonna be like. I know it's not gonna be easy. I mean, the entertainment industry isn't easy to begin with, but it's even harder when you have a human being like taking all your energy and your nutrients, and you no longer are thinking just about yourself. And so this is why I'm doing this. I thought it was really important. And even if only 2 people watch it and 1 person gets something out of it, that's good enough for me. I'm not doing this to get a bunch of views. I'm not doing this to further catapult my career, because my career is not motherhood. My career is music. So I will be showing you guys me in the studio. I'll be showing you me at rehearsal, me at shows, me really trying to still make things happen. And I hope that you guys will join me on this journey and support me and just, you know, give me love along the way, just like I hope I can give you guys love along the way as well. I have a show coming up next week, and that'll be my first performance ever performing pregnant. And it is concerning because even when I'm sitting here talking, I get out of breath. Like, my breath control is different. I've been experiencing like crampiness and lightheadedness when I do a lot. And it's not an intense show, like it's not a lot of heavy choreography, but still bright lights and costume changes and moving around and singing and stuff. I don't know how it's going to go. I also don't know how the producers of the show are going to feel when I tell them that I'm pregnant, because that's going to require costume adjustments. It's, you know, and that's one of the things in this industry is like, when you're in a show like that, and if it's not your own show, this is a show called Motor City Live. When you're in a show, you are replaceable. Like if you're not doing a good job, or if you become too much of a hassle, they can replace you with someone else. There's always another artist who's just as good, just as beautiful, just as capable of doing the job you're doing. And it's like, do I tell them, or do I just try to hide it and show them like, hey look, I already did it, but I'm pregnant. So now it's like I proved myself. So many decisions. But I do think that the right thing to do is to be honest. So that way, in case it, my dresses don't fit at show day, it's not like I'm out there with safety pins holding me in to my dress. I don't know, guys. Guess you'll have to watch the next episode to see how it goes, because I am going to see them and tell them, and we'll see what happens. So stay tuned. Hopefully it works out in my favor. This is the scary part about doing this, because I'm vlogging and I'm putting these out and I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. Thank you for watching. Make sure you drop a comment. Tell me what you think about pursuing a career, whether it be entertainment or otherwise, while pregnant, and what that means to you. Tell me what else you want to see in my vlog series. So drop all those comments below, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing, because we are pregnant and popping. Thank you for watching.